se te olvida y hasta puedo hacerte mal si me decido.
Hey guys, it's been a while since I made a video, but today I'm going to be showing you my updated base routine along with some other products that I just bought and that I'm going to try out in this video. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to get your makeup to look like the thumbnail. So these are the new products that I will be trying out today. I recently bought the Juvias Place powder blush, and then I also bought the their liquid blush. It's in the color Lily. So I wanted something like more pink because I feel like I do a lot more reddish kind of blushes, but like I wanted something like more light pink, like bubblegum, cotton candy type of vibe. So yeah, another product that I'll be trying today is the Power Grip Primer. I've tried it in the past and I feel like maybe I didn't use it properly because maybe I didn't let it like dry all the way, and so when I put my concealer on and stuff, because at the time I didn't use foundation, I use it now, it was like patchy. It made my makeup patchy, and I also think it's because like it's two different bases mixing. This has a water base and then other products have like a silicone base, so that can also make your makeup kind of patchy. But this time I want to try it again because I've seen people use it with some of the products that I have, and I'll show you what I'll be using for foundation soon. But I'm gonna make sure that it's dry all the way so I can like stick it to my face because I've seen people do that. And for reference, this is the color of the powdered blush. I haven't opened it. Ooh, I have not opened it at all yet. It still has like the plastic on it, but these are the colors. It has like a little mirror inside. So I've already washed my face. I technically already moisturized it, but I like to reapply moisturizer again. So this is basically what I'll be using. It's just EOS lotion. I just use this on my face because like, I don't know, sometimes I use CeraVe. I don't have any right now, so this is what I'm using. Okay. Before I put foundation on or any of that, I actually like to do my eyebrows first just to kind of get them out the way because they're probably the most tedious part of my makeup routine because I just like them to look a certain way. Since this is just a base tutorial, I'm not going to show how I do my brows. If you want another video showing how I do my eyebrows, just let me know in the comments and I'll make like a eyebrow tutorial. But for today, I'm just going to skip past that and get into the base. I just finished my brows and now I'm going to go in with the primer. So I'm just going to take some on my finger and kind of distribute it in certain areas in my face. I'm gonna take some here, put some here, my chin. I'm gonna put some on my nose bridge, put some on my forehead, and rub it in. And once I rub it all in, I'm going to let it dry. Okay, so now I'm gonna test to see if the primer set in. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe I didn't put enough primer. Okay, now I'm gonna test it out again. Hopefully it's enough. Okay, it was kind of sticking. Wait. I don't know, but I think it's dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply my foundation. So the foundation that I have started using is the Haus Labs Foundation in the shade 360. This stuff is so good. It's expensive, but it's so good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take my hand and I'm going to pump a little bit on my hand to kind of distribute it across my face, and then I'm going to tap my brush in it so it can have like an even spread. Okay, and then I'm going to literally tap it on my face. Wow. The primer is working. It looks so smooth. Look at that. And I'm also gonna tap a little bit down here on my neck as well, so like it's kind of even. And now we're gonna add some warmth back into my face. So I like to take this True Complexion Cream Contour Palette. It's by Black Radiance. I'm gonna take this, my palette is messy, don't mind it, but I'm gonna take this contour shade right here, and I'm gonna take my brush. Okay, and I'm going to kind of gently tap. This is actually my first time doing it with a brush. I normally do it with my fingers, but I wanted to see something. See if it would make a difference. And then I like to do my jawline. Let me add more right there. I'm gonna use this brush for my nose, but I go under like that. I didn't mean to add that much, but it's okay, it's gonna blend out. But I go right here. I basically contour where I see my shadows. So there's a shadow right here. And then you see it kind of goes up like that. But yeah, I try not to add like too much because I don't want my nose to be like too brown, if you know what I mean. And then when I finish, I blend it out. I blend like my nose out with my finger. I'm gonna use a beauty blender to blend out like the face part so like it takes away some of the color, if you get what I mean. See, like it's kind of fading. Trust the process with me, guys. All right, next up we get to use blush. So I'm going to take the blush and apply it to like right here, kind of between the apple and the cheek, you know, upper cheekbone. And then I like blend it upwards. I don't go heavy on my blush because I mean, I use pretty pigmented blushes. What I was using before was e.l.f. Camo blush in the color Very Well. That one is pretty pigmented. And I know Juvias Place is also very pigmented as well. So I'm literally going to apply like one dot. And then it's easier to add on than it is to take away. So we're going to work with that. I might add a little more, to be honest. Just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to blend it in with a brush. Yeah, I can definitely add some more, but like I said, I don't want to go crazy. I don't want it to be too much. But you can barely see it, so I'm definitely going to add more. This is gorgeous. What the heck? I'm obsessed. Somebody recommended this to me on TikTok because I was like trying to find more colors like this. 10 out of 10. Like, this was made for me. I should probably add a little more on this side. I don't even know if I should apply. I'll do it for the sake of the video, but this stuff is so pigmented because I like to put my concealer on top of the blush to kind of have like a fade, you know, like under blushing basically. But I don't even know if I should even put on the powdered blush because this is so pigmented. I'm gonna put some on my nose too from the excess and on my chin. Next up is concealer. So I'll be taking the e.l.f. concealer in the shade Tan Neutral, and I like to do my under eyes, under my nose, and then my chin, forehead, and then you see the highlights on my nose. I like to add some there as well. So not a lot, just like one dot here, a little bit spread out. I don't like to go all in. I don't think that's necessary, to be honest. Oh, I also like to do some right there, chin, and then a little on the forehead. And then I'm gonna get to my nose, just like where you see the highlight. And then before I blend, I like to spray my brush with setting spray. Oop, I sprayed you guys. And let it sit a little bit because I feel like the brush should have just a little moisture on it before I start blending. So that way it's not gonna be like patchy when I blend, if that makes sense. But once I do that, basically I just kind of tap outward like that, out and down. Like so. Do you see? That looks really good, right? I like to do it over my lip too, like my top lip. And then I just kind of tap low-key in this area. Let me do my forehead next, actually. I'm gonna blend up a little bit up there. Then I'm going to do my nose. I'm actually going to use my finger. Now I'm going to take an even lighter concealer. This is e.l.f. concealer in medium peach, and I just do a very tiny dot on each side. I only do my under eyes really, and then I add a color corrector next to it so it can kind of, you know, be more pink under the eye in a sense. This is the amount I add, and I basically do the same step. And I've already sprayed my brush with setting spray. So gentle taps, just to add a little extra brightness under the eye. Now it's time to set the face. So I actually use 3 different powders. So at first I start off with setting my under eye and all the concealed areas with the Kimchi Chic Puff Puff Pass Powder in the color Translucent. And then for the rest of my face, I get a powder that's closer to my complexion. And for that, I use the Ruby Kisses No More Blemish blush in the color, well, the number is 5A. That's the color I use. And then I go back on top of my under eyes with a little bit of just like white translucent powder, and it's the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. This is actually a loose powder, and then the other 2 that I mentioned are pressed powder. So I go in with a loose powder and then I set the rest of my face with a pressed powder. So you're going to take your powder puff and you're going to coat it as much as you can, pretty much. I'll take it and I'll dab it. I'll like pat it on my hand, pat the excess off so it doesn't look like it's too much under the eye. I just like to make sure most of it is off because, like I said, I don't like that much powder under my eye. Just enough to set it into place. All right, and then I'll go under my eye, very gently pressing it like that. I do the same thing on the other side. In my opinion, this still feels like too much, but I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and set the concealed areas with the powder. So everywhere that I put the concealer, set it with this powder. Now that I've set the concealed areas, I'm going to take that powder that's similar to my complexion. I'm going to tap it in this. And I'm going to go in the areas that I didn't conceal. So like where I put the bronzer, the blush, etc. And I'm going to do the same technique. I'm going to tap it on the back of my hand. It's a lot of powder, guys. It's just to bring like more color back to my face. and that way you prevent flashback in your photos. And you can add more if you need to, but I like to like go very lightly on the powder. I'm gonna add some more on this side because I feel like it wasn't enough. Let me get this area too. By the way, you can also set your eyes with the translucent. So I think I'm gonna take some of that leftover translucent powder and set like under my eyes where I put the concealer for the eyebrows, so that doesn't budge either. But yeah, you could actually set your eyes with the last powder, the white powder, after you put on your blush, so it can have more of a gradient feel. I think I'm going to do that today actually. I think I'm going to take this powder right here because it matches the Lily shade, and I'm going to dab some of it. I'm not going to do a lot because, you know, I don't want it to look crazy or nothing. I'm excited to try this. And I'm going to set my blush with it just by going up. I'm gonna add a little more. And do this side. Looks really pretty. All right, and then now I'm going to set my face with, or set my under eyes with the last powder. Don't mind the dirty mirror. I don't know why it's that color. I'm only going to take a little bit. I'm not going to take a lot. And I'm not going to go completely under my eye, but I'm going to go close to like the corners. I'm going to dab off the excess. Kind of go like that, if that makes sense. Do the same thing on the other side. You see how smooth that looks? Try not to add like too much. I don't like a white, bright eye. I just want it to look as smooth as possible. Yeah. And you can add a little bit to your chin too, and the other places you conceal if you want. And then I'm gonna like wipe the excess off with this brush. I'm gonna wipe whatever excess powder is on my entire face actually. You could do that gently. And that's pretty much my base. All I do is lashes and lip liner. Well, actually not just lip liner, but a whole lip combo. But that's my entire base. I'm going to set my face before I do my lashes. So the setting spray that I use, and I didn't tell you guys, is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible. It's pretty good, but I'm just gonna set my face with that real quick. Thank you guys for watching. That is the full base tutorial. I obviously didn't include the eyebrows and the lip liner and everything else I do because I was just focusing on the base. However, if you want a full length tutorial, I can drop that as well. Just let me know in the comments if that's what you would like to see. I'll also list all the products that I used below. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.